What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. This morning I got a tip of a car in the junkyard, and it's a real clean virgin white four-door Integra DB8 GSR. So I'm just rushing to get over there right now, guys. We got a 45-minute drive, and I'm hoping that we score this engine because this junkyard doesn't really get a lot of people. So he told me there was just old folks in there, no young cats, and I have a good chance if I leave right now. 102 miles. Let's go. Man, 155. Ice cold AC. Let's go. I think coming. Where's the harness at? Maybe going down because you have more. Less sensors on this side. So guys, you know, typically, like I've said before, when I come into the junkyard, I'm always trying to figure out why this car is here. And this car is really clean. It has like 150K on it, no accidents whatsoever, mostly complete. But somebody came and took the front seats a little while ago. But if you guys look, even got the cassette player. Dashboard super clean. GSR cluster still there. Like I said, 155,000 miles. Now, when I first got here, this gentleman over here was here first, right, Alex? And I was asking him what he was taking on it, and he originally said he was going to pull the engine, but your buddy didn't
want to take an investment.
They didn't want to take an investment, so he just grabbed the ECU and the engine harness, which is right there on the floor, and he said pretty much you can have the engine. So I appreciate that very much, man. We've been chilling here, topping it up for a little minute, and I think I'm gonna start pulling everything out now. I don't think I'm gonna be taking the intake manifold because I got like 3 of these suckers there. I got a bunch of header, which I don't need, but definitely the long block and the transmission. I'm hoping that this is the matching transmission because the 94, I think 94, 95 has the sticker badge on here and not the actual like VIN tag. And sometimes these are mixed up with LSs. So given that this is all original, literally super clean, all original, I'm sure that's the matching trans to the motor. So I'm gonna go ahead and get down to work, guys, and see how far we get, because right now I don't have no damn cherry picker, but we'll make it happen. Oh, progress update, probably about an hour now. And I pulled the transmission off first, give us a little wiggle room for the engine to drop down. We got 2 tires. We got that one and this one to kind of absorb its drop, and then remove the tires one at a time to let it get to the floor. Engine is tilted on its face, and pretty much going to try to drag it out from underneath because I ain't gonna walk all the way over there to get the crane. So looks like it'll clear, and let's yank it out real quick. Guys, it is 2:35 and we are finally out of the junkyard. I think I got here about 11:30 and hanging out with Alex. Just met him in the junkyard. OG, he's pretty cool, and he stuck around to give me a hand with pulling everything out of that GSR, and I paid for everything. You guys already know how it goes with the pick and pull, man. They nitpick everything. This is my least favorite yard because every single time I'm here it's always an issue. At the end of the day, it was a good score. We got a good hour to get back home, but first I'm gonna stop by Sonic's because every time I'm in this neck of the woods, I gotta give me some slushies. So probably gonna get stuck in traffic a little bit here. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do when I get home, but I might even just go drop this off at the storage just so I don't have any more stuff compiled in the garage, since somebody gestured that I need to clean my garage again soon. So yeah, guys, we'll see you guys at home. Bruh, these real fruit slushies right here, it's the spot every single time, and so is this one. I forgot that traffic is the other way at this time. That's awesome. Got my food, got my drinks. Woo! Alright guys, so I've been home for about 2 hours now. I grubbed a little bit, and I haven't really done much. I've just been sitting here looking in the garage and really need to clean this up. So I was kind of like coming up with a game plan, what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to gather a lot of this stuff that I haven't touched or not going to use for a little while, and I'm going to take them to the storage so we can make some space here and hopefully keep it as spacious as possible and not like jam more stuff here. But I wanted to clean the engine before I take it to the storage, and before you guys ask, it is not for sale. Now the reason why a lot of these scores aren't for sale when I get them is because I keep them to have choices. Like this build wouldn't have happened if I didn't got the K from the junkyard. It was because I had a spare K sitting around is why I went K in this car, and with the help of everybody who kind of gave me deals on, like, you know, components to put this K in this car, we were able to build this for you guys, and we're gonna get it ready for a track just to kind of get me into a whole different ballpark of racing, right? But the reason why I don't want to sell this engine is 155,000 miles, 2 junkyard score obviously, and I do YouTube, right? And I build different cars different times, like each year I do a different car, or it seems like I do a different car, but I want to be able to have engine choices. Like I have so many wheels here that when I do get a car that doesn't have wheels, I have a stack back there. I know it's a weird flex, but it gives me choices so I don't have to go out and spend money for them. And most of these came from the junkyard too, so I got very lucky with that. I did clean the transmission already, and I don't have any more like cleaning solution other than Purple Power. It worked really well, but like the gunk stuff, it doesn't really chop it down, so I'm probably going to get some oven cleaner tomorrow or something as well too when I'm doing the storage run. But I want to clean this engine right here, front, back, and then take this and the transmission to go to the storage until we find a need for it. As far as right now goes, I'm just going to collect a lot of the stuff, kind of put it in a pile that I'm going to be taking to the storage tomorrow. I'm really tired. I don't want to do anything else right now, and tomorrow, once we are done with the storage, we'll continue with the rear trailing arm portion, clean the calipers, swap the rotors and everything, button up the front, and complete the back assembly, because the trailing arms are sitting right here as well too, which is on a rack that I'm trying to remove. So we'll probably take care of that as well. Other than that, see you guys tomorrow. All right guys, so we are back here in the garage. I didn't get to move everything to the storage because the green van was gone this morning when I woke up, and I just got back home from the Peel Box and Walmart. I went to go grab some brake cleaners and stuff. The Super Tech stuff at Brake Cleaner are really cheap and they work great, so I went to go grab a little like case just for, you know, whatever I need it for. I'm gonna do the trailing arms first, right, to get the car out of the way, because Joe's wagon is coming here I think later this afternoon when it gets off of work. So I want to at least finish up my car so I can roll it back off, park it over there, and have Joe's car here so we can start tearing his engine out of the car. I'm gonna go ahead and get the trailing arms off this rack. I'm gonna move it to the table so I can work on it easier, and forgot brake pads. Yeah, so for the trailing arms, I'm just changing to Prothanes instead of like hard race rubberized bushings or whatever. I've always ran these, never really had an issue. The CRX has them, and when this car was front wheel drive, it had these, but it has sphericals on here now because that's what I had at the time when I converted the car to all wheel drive. Right now I'm just removing the caliper, the brake cables, because I am cleaning it. I have it all degreased down right there, as well as this engine, because do it all at once, so that way when I finish everything here today, I can just grab everything and just bring them to the storage. So we are in a dilemma, guys, and these trailing arm bushings, when I bought it, it was for a CRX, and I opted to use the DA trailing arms because it is a little bit wider, like it's offset a little bit more when you put it on EF, so more wheelbase, and because I already have a bunch of new parts for the DA, like rotors and stuff. So I just measured the trailing arm bushings, right, and the DA Integra, I noticed that this wishbone is bigger, like it's much more wider, and this one right here is from a Civic. I measured the outer diameter, and this is it was like 80 millimeter, and then this guy over here is 84. So I measured the inside. The inside on this one is 74, right? and this guy is 79. So this is 100% not going to work with this trailing arm, and that kind of puts me at a standstill as far as doing the rear end of this car goes. So because I have Joe's car coming today, I'm probably gonna have to put the rear off for another day, and I'm probably just gonna clean up the calipers and button up the front so that way we can get the car back on the ground and move this car out. So when Joe's car gets here, it goes straight onto the driveway. So I scrubbed the GSR motor, right? Super clean. And I'm just kind of bringing everything out that I'm going to be loading up to bring to storage. But I didn't really show you guys this. So I've had these ITRs sitting on the shelf way back there for, I don't know, a year and a half maybe. And I bought the set for $100, but one of the rim is bent. And I was able to get this one right here from Jeff at 1320 Performance in Sacramento, right? This is my 5th wheel. And this was white. I did it off camera, but I prepped it. I got it all, nice and smooth and out, and I painted it. I debated on selling these because I have 4x100s, but it's nice to have, the actual ITR wheels, especially because it was only $100, and these tires were off the Slipstreams, and I put new tires on those. So I mean, I have a set of ITRs just sitting here, probably just, like I said, hoarding them for future builds or whatever. It does have adapters on it. It has 15s in the front and then 25s for the rear, because I had these on my Regan Masters on the wagon back in the days. I figured I'd try these real quick before I take them to the storage. It actually looks pretty good on the ITR wheels. I mean, the silver on silver, because I've always had the ITR wheels on the red car, but the silver on silver looks good. If you look at it like this, I don't know. Damn. I don't know, man. The silver on silver is looking really good. I wish I can picture both front and back on here, but damn. All right, guys, so we are done offloading everything from the van here. In case you guys are wondering, this is a different unit. This one is closer to my home, and it's a little smaller. It's a 10x11 because I slept on a 10x22, but this will do for now. I got all the wheels and tires on this corner right here. Sorry about the lighting, there's no light bulb. But all the wheels are on this side right now. They are deflated like 25 slow count to ensure that they're not going to inflate once it gets too hot in here. Because when I did initially get here, it was hot in here. But it cooled down really quick. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to put an outlet 110 to the wall extension. Probably put a fan in here and have some lighting in case I come here, dark or something. But I do have a lot of my stuff from the other storage here. And you guys remember the H23 H2B, my B20 VTEC, the Junkyard blocks that I've gotten, the JDM B18B, the GSR, a bunch of transmission. Everything's on dolly just to make everything easier to move around, especially if I do end up getting a different storage. I could just roll everything out. But I do plan on building a shelf here, probably 8x6, and the first shelf being high enough to clear the H23, so that way all the engine sits underneath the first shelf, and then all the smaller items we can stack up and make more room here. But I'm definitely going to go through the stuff that I don't need, touch, or use, and just throw them all away. But a lot of goodies here that kind of want to put in totes and stack high. Definitely got to go get some more dollies for these guys right here on the floor, and all of the other slicks and the other storage that I'm going to bring here. But I am done here for right now. And also the trailing arm bushings I bought was for this CRX SI disc brake, right? But I opt for the DA because I also had that from Ricky's car, and this I can probably just sell and refund it back into the budget build. So I decided to not use this for that reason, and because I already got the new rotors for the DA rear trailing arm, I opt for the DAs and probably just gonna either hoard disc brakes or sell it. But back home we go. Where you been, man? What you been up to? Huh? Scratching up the boxes? That's all you're doing, huh? Just chilling. It's hot. So, guys, I got home a little while ago. Just been chilling with Kat and Joe right there. The wagon is here. We're definitely gonna get down with it maybe tonight. I don't know. But we're going to be working on the wagon, guys. If you guys don't remember, we did rebearing a GSR piston rod setup that Joe picked up a little while ago, and we're going to be finally installing into his car. But like I said, I'm going to try to button up the front suspension. I don't think I'm going to show it to you guys because guys, it's just cleaning calipers, throwing it on, throw rotors on, and then, you know, that'll be that. Brake lines and throw the wheels back on so we can move it out of the way so we can have this spot right here for Joe's wagon. So before I close this video out though, I know a lot of you guys have been asking actually a long time ago on my budget H22 CRX build and where I got my turbo from. The eBay unit that Daniel runs in his car, the same one that Tyga runs in his car, kind of the same one I ran in my H22. I bought it from a user on eBay called US Turbo Systems. Now typically if you type in GTX 3582R, it'll pop up, and obviously you find one within the price range or the cheapest one that they got. But you got to read the description very carefully because some of them don't come with back housing, and sometimes the prices are higher because 106 AR, V-band, T4, so on and so forth. Mine is just a T3 4-bolt 82 back housing GTX 3582R. So I want to show you guys real quick. The price is finally dropped where it's supposed to be when we bought ours. They did jump up to like about $540, but it finally went back down, and I bought one for shits and giggles to kind of have it in my inventory. So this just came today when I got home, and let's see what's in here. This right here is a GTX billet wheel 3582R, and it's got the 82 back housing. This is a T3 4-bolt, and this is what we've been using on the channel, guys, and we've made upwards of 450 plus on this. We haven't kicked it any more than that, but we know that it worked on a stock LSV. It spools up really quickly, and this is not like an actual true ball bearing, so you can run it without the water line if you wanted to, but it does use like I use like a 065 on this as far as feed line going in with the dash 3, and then it also uses the GT series return flange. But I bought this because the price finally dropped $291, and eventually it's going to go back up again. And when I checked this one this time around, there was only 2 left in stock. I picked one up. I'm not sure if the other one's gone, but you guys can check out US Turbo Systems on eBay and cop yourself one. For those who've been wondering where I got my eBay turbo from, we've had a lot of luck with this one. So we've been using the same seller, same turbo, and they've been working out perfectly fine. But you guys may also notice that I have this turbo sitting here. This one, I want to give a big shout out to Joaquin, and he pretty much came through, gave me a good deal on this, and also in part of because it was my birthday a couple days ago, he gave me a great deal on this ball bearing GT3076R with an 83 back housing as well. This is going to be the new turbo that I'm going to be using in the all-wheel drive CRX, and I think he made about 460 horsepower with this on gate pressure, low boost, and I'm sure that this is going to make the power that I'm looking for second time around with the CRX. And yeah, spare, the new one for the car. The 5858 that was on the CRX is now going to be a spare as well too. I have another turbo right here, Precision, that's also a spare, and you know, never hurts to have more than one turbo sitting around, right? Now we can close this video out. I didn't make too much progress on the CRX, but at the end of the day, we scored a GSR long block and a GSR tranny to stick in my inventory for some future builds. But definitely going to continue on the CRX sometimes this weekend. I think this weekend, because tomorrow we're going to take care of Joe's car, and there's a lot to be done on that. So if you guys want to stick around for all of Joe's stuff, be sure to hit the subscribe button. And if you guys enjoyed this video a little bit, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Oh, and another big fire going on over there.